The world is getting tired. Dead tired. Millions of us now spend hours staring at our ceiling instead of getting the shut-eye our body craves. And it's making us sick. In this video, I'll be sharing 7 horrible things that can happen to your body if you don't get enough sleep. I'll also be revealing why modern lifestyles are making our bedtime blues worse, and why chronic insomnia could be aging our brains by 5 years. But I didn't just create this video to scare you, because I'll also be sharing my 7-step strategy for getting to sleep naturally without sleeping pills and then staying asleep for longer. My hope is that by the end of this video you'll know exactly what to do to get more healthy, rejuvenating sleep that can also improve your energy, concentration and happiness in daily life. So if you're desperate to get 6 or 7 hours of sleep each night, please keep watching. If you think that feeling physically drained, falling asleep at your desk and flying off the handle at the smallest thing are the worst symptoms of insomnia, think again. New research suggests that a chronic lack of sleep could be why so many of us are falling victim to a long list of health problems and diseases. This includes memory loss. Studies have found that sleep deprivation causes structural changes in the brain. These changes have been linked to memory impairment. Depression. Insomniacs are twice as likely to be depressed. They are also more anxious, as a lack of sleep increases the stress hormone cortisol. Bowel problems. A lack of sleep increases your risk of developing irritable bowel syndrome and can even make the symptoms worse. Lower sex drive. Testosterone levels drop the longer you're awake, resulting in lost libido and less passion in the bedroom. Type 2 diabetes. Insomnia makes it harder to resist high-calorie foods, causing weight gain and a higher risk of insulin resistance. Heart attacks. Staying awake raises your blood pressure and increases levels of the deadly C-reactive protein. This is known as the silent killer that can cause heart disease. In fact, a study by the Harvard Medical School found that getting less than 5 hours of sleep a night for 5 years in a row puts you at a 300% higher risk of heart disease. Alzheimer's. A 2015 study found that sleep cleanses the brain of the waste products that accumulate during the day. This includes the beta-amyloid protein that is strongly linked with Alzheimer's disease. You can find links and references for all the studies I've mentioned below this video. If what I've already told you didn't sound bad enough, insomnia may be aging our brains too. It has been discovered that our brains have a mesh of tiny tubes that release a fluid that acts like a shampoo for the mind. It is called the glymphatic system and was first discovered in mice by the Nedegard lab at the University of Rochester's Medical School. During the night, it cleanses our brain of the toxins, waste products and the plaque that accumulate during the day. According to Dr. Sarah Gottfried, during sleep, the space between brain cells expands 60% more than when you're awake. This allows the brain to flush out built-up toxins with cerebral spinal fluid, the clear liquid surrounding the brain and spinal cord. The discovery of the glymphatic system explains why going one night without sleep can make us mentally drained, irritable and forgetful. Multiply that damage over a few weeks, months or years, and you can see why chronic insomnia is lethal for our mental health. In fact, recent studies suggest that the build-up of brain plaque may be to blame for premature mental aging and even the onset of dementia. The Harvard School of Public Health, for example, found that sleeping less than 5 hours a night can age the brain up to 5 years. So if you want to avoid living with the brain of someone 5 years older or increase your risk of suffering from any of the health problems I've mentioned, please keep watching, because in a minute I'll share with you my 7-step strategy for getting more hours of healthy, rejuvenating sleep each night. First, I want to explain why you should avoid relying on sleeping pills for more than a brief bout of insomnia. The American Academy of Sleep Medicine recently released a set of guidelines on prescribing medications and supplements for chronic insomnia. They did this because too many people are being prescribed habit-forming pharmaceutical sleeping pills when a natural supplement could have been more effective. You see, the problem with sleeping pills is that while they can be effective for short bouts of insomnia, they can become habit-forming very quickly. In fact, many people get so used to popping a pill each night that they think it is the only way to get to sleep. Many people keep taking them for other reasons too. This includes to combat anxiety or simply because they enjoy the high. If you do start taking them in too high numbers, then you may be risking doing serious damage to your mind. Many sleeping pills are classed as anticholinergics and are said to have blocking effects on the nervous system. While conclusive proof and further research is still needed, recent studies have suggested that large doses of anticholinergic drugs can raise the likelihood of developing dementia. Dr. Doug Brown from the Alzheimer's Society said, "There have been concerns that regular use by older people of certain medications with anticholinergic effects, such as sleep aids and hayfever treatments, can increase the risk of dementia in certain circumstances, which this study supports. However, it is still unclear whether this is the case, and if so, whether the effects seen are a result of long-term use or several episodes of short-term use." If the potential risks these studies imply alarms you, please keep watching, because in a minute I will explain how to get to sleep naturally and stay asleep for longer. First, I want to quickly reveal the possible reason why so many people are suffering from insomnia these days. Many doctors say it is because our modern lifestyles are placing strain on our circadian rhythm. The circadian rhythm is what regulates our body clock, our brain waves, our hormones, and even our ability to turn food into energy. As Dr. Gottfried explains, undersleeping is the next sugar. It's a health time bomb. Our lives are more hectic than ever. More people live in cities where they're less attuned to light-dark cycles. We binge-watch TV shows. Tablets emit sleep-disrupting blue light all evening, and it's become normal for our bosses to email us at 9 p.m. So, if it is our lifestyles that are ruining our sleep patterns, what can we do about it? Well, allow me to now share my 7-step system for getting to sleep naturally. If you're ready, let's go. So, step 1 is to get up earlier in the morning. I know this will be tough to begin with, but getting up 1 hour earlier can help you feel more tired when it is time to sleep at night. The early morning is also the perfect time to meditate, to practice yoga, or to go for a run before work. Try and do something that will help to relax your mind and release some feel-good endorphins. This will enable you to start the day feeling happier and more relaxed, which after all is why we want to get more sleep in the first place. On to step number 2, and that is to have a bedtime routine that starts 1 hour before you want to sleep. This could include a relaxing bath, reading a book, or writing a list of the things you need to do the next day. Step number 3 is to avoid using blue screen technology 1 hour before bedtime. This includes your smartphone, tablet, laptop and TV. Step number 4 is to put your smartphone in a drawer and not keep it by your bed. This will help stop you from being woken by message alert pings or being tempted to check your emails or social media and then suddenly find yourself wide awake again. Step number 5 is to address any troubling thoughts that may be making you feel anxious and keeping you awake. Write down what the problem is, and then write down how you will solve it the next day. Doing this practical exercise helps your brain to form an acceptance or to reach a conclusion, rather than to endlessly worry about it all night long. If anxiety or depression is causing you to suffer from chronic insomnia, then you should always speak to your doctor. They may recommend medication in combination with cognitive behavioural therapy to change the troubling thoughts that are keeping you awake. In fact, you should always undergo cognitive behavioural therapy in combination with medication. As Dr. Sotea says, we know the effectiveness of medications tends to wear off when the medication has stopped, whereas the efficacy of CBT persists over time, even after therapy is discontinued. On to step number 6, and it is to avoid stimulants at night time. This includes alcohol, tobacco or coffee. A couple of beers or a glass of red wine may make you feel drowsy, but your sleep will be poor quality and you won't feel as rested the next day. Finally, on to step 7, and that is to try natural insomnia remedies. This can include eating a banana, drinking a warm glass of milk, or drinking a cup of chamomile tea. These can all help to release the chemicals your brain needs to calm itself, to a lower level of activity so you can drift off to sleep. Now, I know you may have heard these 7 tips before. Maybe you've tried them all before, but still battle with insomnia night after night. If so, I have a bonus tip for you. And it is to increase your body's natural sleep hormone called melatonin. Melatonin is normally released by our bodies naturally when we need to sleep. But unfortunately, it is believed that our melatonin levels are being depleted by staring at smartphones, tablets, laptops and TVs, and that they actually stop our bodies from producing enough melatonin so we can sleep at night. This explains why rates of insomnia have rocketed in tandem with the usage of smartphones. Thankfully, there is a way of boosting your body's levels of melatonin naturally, and that is to take melatonin supplement. Even better is to take a multi-supplement that also contains natural sleep aids like magnesium, valerian root and L-tryptophan. These are all natural ingredients that are believed to help increase your body's production of melatonin and the other chemicals it needs to get to sleep more easily and to stay asleep for longer. You can find a link to a popular multi-supplement many people take to get to sleep naturally below this video. And when you can get more hours of natural sleep each night, you can look forward to having more energy, better concentration, less irritability, and to be happier and more productive in your daily life. If you do try the melatonin multi-supplement I've linked to, I'd love for you to let me know if it works for you. This brings me to the end of this video. If you found it helpful, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be making many more videos on natural ways to look after your brain and body, and I'd love to be able to share them with you. If this video has benefited you, please share it with other people who are also battling with insomnia and are reliant on sleeping pills to reach the land of Nod. Again, if you'd like more information on the natural ingredients and supplements that can help you get to sleep naturally and to stay asleep for longer, please visit the link in the description area. Thanks for watching and have a great day.